Man, you guys, today it's day 18, and I've got to turn the camera around because the colors today are like one of those filters you see on your camera or Instagram. I need an Instagram teacher, and I hear that's where I need to be, but I know Facebook, so that's where I am. But you know how you can do filters on your camera and the different apps and all the things. Oh my gosh. No filter, no filter, just God's glory on display. So pretty. Look at this. Wow. And I have no gloves on today, so it might be short. I probably should put some on, but I think I'm going to brave the cold and wake up. It's like, actually, I've been awake for a while. Y'all know me. Um, but man, so I was like, what am I going to talk about today? And I'm going to continue on a little bit with the whole theme that we got going, like legacy. And then, of course, yesterday was Martin Luther King Day. And that, of course, like primo example of legacy. But as I was continuing to read in Exodus, who doesn't know the name of Moses? Moses. And the thing about legacy, like when I sort of had like a boop, like light bulb moment many years ago, and then it just like a little seed, that keeps growing, like that mustard seed of faith that grows. Um, and there's no point of arrival. Like, anyway, it's not about you. Legacy, it's not about you. And yet it is. It can't be done without you. Well, God's can, but your name won't be in that book. Do you want your name in the book? Do you want to make an impact for your family? Do you have a vision of your great, 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 great grandchildren and the lives that they may leave and the legacy of how to live well, hopefully getting passed on through you? Um, it can't, like, it's not about us. And it is. We know Moses' name because he went towards that burning bush. He went up on Mount Sinai. He God used him to scribe the Ten Commandments. Holy moly. Um, or should we say Holy Moses? It wasn't about Moses though, but yet it was. God has chosen to interact with his people, to make something in his image, and then play out this whole story, his story, history. And do you want to, what role do you want to play? You play a role, whether you want to or not. You leave a legacy, whether you want to or not. And I know some people, and I used to be one of them before I came to know God and um, came to my salvation through Christ. I thought, well, who cares? I'm not going to be here. What does it matter? YOLO, YOLO, and YOLO for me, YOLO for one. Live for the one. Watch out for number one. Um, all of that. That was my philosophical, deep philosophical outlook on life. And then you have kids. I think I've mentioned that before. Some of you all, like, there are things that happen in life. Having children is just one of them that sometimes wakes us up a little bit. That it's not about you. And if you are a parent or thinking about becoming one, then you totally get this. But sometimes we don't go beyond that. We're so tied to our earthly relationships and in the moment, in the drama of it all, and all the feelings that it can cause in the moment, in the day, that we forget to zoom out on a regular basis and keep that big picture in mind of our story, of what we want, the stories of those, the impact that we want to leave and the legacy, um, because it's not about us. But that is the only thing of us that we can leave. Y'all, I gotta stop. Oh, I wish I could zoom this in for you guys. Wow, maybe I'll walk backwards. There's like a farm up on that hill over there. Let me point it out. Over there. And I can see like the outline of the silos, and oh wow, it's quite the painting. Um, and the naked branches of the trees. There is something beautiful about winter. Wow. I'm having a moment here myself. And I'm going to wrap this up because I'm going to let you in just on a little of my own personal struggle. I know I've shared a little bit of you all that I kind of always feel like the outsider, always looking for the next place to go. This was part of the legacy that was handed to me. This looking outside, looking for a place that'll finally fix it, where I'll finally feel at home. This missing part of me, not being from anywhere. And yeah, in a week or so, I'm going to be coming to you from Florida. I'm lucky enough to have two homes, and it's still not enough. I still struggle. Like, what the heck? So human. Because I love my home in Florida so much that I often find myself, not being fully here and just waiting to the next time I can get down there, and when I can be there, and when my daughter will graduate and I can just move and be down there permanently. And now I'm like, oh, you might miss out on this, girl. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see the moon still. If you also follow my written posts, I'm going to post some pictures that are just to have the full moon out right now. See, I'm partly doing this now, like it's for me, but it's not only about me. This is not about me. If I can even help one person, and I know I've had a few people starting to tag me in posts that they're getting up early, and I'm inside of a pretty large community called Soversis, and I get, tens of 20s of posts, comments a day about how what I'm doing is making a difference for them. It's not about me. And yet it is. I've got to show up and do what God has asked me to do, even though I didn't fully understand the message, even though I thought it was really for me. And it is for me. And it is about me, because there's some things that I need to be doing differently in my life that I'm quite frankly wasn't doing, and I was, procrastinating on, and all the human things. And so God is using this to literally rise me up, get me to where he's like, girl, if you don't get up and do this, I'm moving on to the next person. And that's what he could have done. We could be reading another name in the Bible if Moses hadn't walked towards that burning bush. God's story will be done. But he gave us free will. And so I think that's part of what he's waiting on. He has to keep trying and reaching people. And some people say no. And then so he's got to go find the next person who will say yes. So we've got this tension of free will and his will and all of the craziness. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down, because this can get into some what for the human brain could be some like trippy stuff. But I hope that you'll think about this and realize that it's not about you, and it's all about you. It's not all about you, but you're important. You're important. You're here. You matter. You're breathing. God's got something he wants to do that only you can do in the way that you'll do it. So even if Moses had said no, and it had been maybe some other person, um, the story might have read a little bit differently, because Moses also used his voice and his like determination, that curiosity, to challenge God in some of his conversations and remind him, hey, this is who you are. Like, God wanted to destroy the people of Israel. He was so mad at them, like, because they were exercising their free will. And Moses intervened several times on their behalf and said, hey, if you do that, if you act out of anger right now, and even though, yes, we deserve it and they deserve it, then all of the people in the world watching now will go, well, wow, who wants to believe in that God? He rescued them only to kill them. So even God had to be reminded, in this story, of the bigger picture. Even God, like it's just quite amazing. Um, So I didn't get the picture that I wanted to get, so I has to go so I don't lose my opportunity. Oh, to take pictures. Oh, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, you can't. Oh yeah, you can see a tiny bit. See that really bright dot there? That's the sun popping up over the silo. So I'm gonna go and get some good photographs, because what a glorious day the Lord has made. Every day is glorious in its own unique way. And so are you, my friend. You are as unique as each new sunrise. So go out and rise and shine. Bye.